Welcome to the United We Scan podcast, the podcast by rural carriers for rural carriers. The views expressed in this podcast are of the presenters and the presenters only and do not represent the views, opinions, or strategies of the United States Postal Service or the National Rural Letter Carriers Association. We ask that you please consult your assigned union representative for guidance in your local area. Please like this podcast, share with your fellow rural carriers, and subscribe to be notified each time a new episode is uploaded. Please leave a comment or question for us below. Thank you. Now, here are the hosts of the United We Scan podcast.
Hey guys, this is episode 114, aka the lost episode. I wasn't able to get in and record all of my missing pieces, so I trimmed out the silences. Bear with us, it's just James and Bill on this one. Due to severe weather, and people being under the weather this weekend, we did not put out an episode this week, so I'm finally getting this lost episode. I hope you enjoy it as much as possible, but at least it's something to listen to this week. Thanks, guys.
It's exhausting. It really is. I mean, we're in the midst of hunting for a house or a piece of ground to build a house on up here, so that, in case anything befalls one of our children, it would be large enough to accommodate us and have them at a reasonable distance in the same domicile. God, I hate real estate agents. How about this? You give them a list of what you want, and they go the other way. It's like, I'm sorry, what the were you smoking when I sent you a typed in block letter list? You didn't have to read cursive. It's just anyway. Let's see, another day at the gun range. I think they're at the point where they're going to start naming one of the shooting lanes after me. Actually, they should. That's the store that keeps having sales on stuff and tempting me into buying 3 and 4 at a time. Anything else? No, nothing else. I mean, the mini mail survey's over. I sat there and observed how people were getting less than 400 pieces of mail a day. It's like, and then Saturday they got hit with 300 pieces of non-linear mail all of a sudden. Just popped up and all. Parcels are moderate across the board. Here's a strange thing for you, though. Unfortunately, I still get up early in the morning. So the other morning, I'm up and I'm standing outside enjoying the fresh air and the coffee. And here comes an Amazon driver in his own car at 7:10 in the morning. Oh, well, hold it. There's a Amazon depot who's probably 20, 25 minutes away from me. We would see all the Amazon trucks while I was on the route, from time to time, or the contractor trucks, I should say, not the Amazon truck. And here's a guy delivering in his car at 7:10 in the morning. I found that a little surprising that a freelancer, would be out there doing it in their own vehicle that early in the morning. What does that say to you? I mean, it confused the hell out of me. Usually they're the last dregs to be out because they promised to ship it and didn't get it out on their delivery vehicles. So that raises a couple questions in my mind. Other than that, the spring looks like it's trying to break this week. We got weather in the 60s, and the grandchildren and babies are really, really good, and life is pretty good overall. How about you, James? Here we go.
Oh, well, it was a good week until Wednesday when I just about got sick on the route and had to take the day off, and took Wednesday and Thursday off because I didn't feel good whatsoever. Went back to work on Friday, finish out the week before I left for the spring booster in Port Huron. Met up with Kristin and everybody of my state there that came to spring booster, and it was a pretty good turnout and good event. Had a few new people there, and a lot of the people there were active carriers. There weren't as many retirees as there were active carriers at our spring booster this time. And I really appreciate that. That's a really good showing, and it shows that people are in desperate need of information right now. But other than that, got done with Spring Booster, came here, and now I'm on the air with you guys. How about you, Kristin? You want to talk about your week? Or
how many people went to your Spring Booster versus your big convention.
There were at least 80 people at the Spring Booster.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
No. And I do like that we have our Spring Booster on the actual weekend. Granted, the state board meeting is the Friday before it, and unfortunately, earning my leave to go to regional conferences makes it hard for me to actually go in and actually attend the state board meeting. Although I do plan to attend a few of them coming up. So, yeah. Yeah, I can't argue with them on that. Get it in while you can before they tariff your plane ticket. But speaking of,
you submitted it more than 60 days, before the trip, so we can't approve it yet. Oh my God.
Speaking of our fall booster, so I wanted to put this out there. Our fall booster is going to include a day at the Postal Museum here in Michigan, Rural Postal Museum. So you get to see all the stuff from Michigan Rural Postal things. If anybody is interested, as they say, you can attend union events if you are a union member. But Bill,
I'm jealous.
Yes. You can come.
I know.
So can anybody else that is a union member. My state president has said that as long as you are a union member, you can attend union events anywhere. Yeah. Yeah. But you want to talk about our spring booster? What was talked about there, Kristin? Yeah. He came to my office not too long ago. So, but yeah, the Stewart Q&A was actually short and sweet because not a lot of people had questions this time. Yeah, it wasn't as vibrant as fall booster was for it. I think there was so many things going on at that point. Yeah. But big thing that I want to talk about is the rallies going on. Now, the city letter carriers, the NALC, has set up rallies nationwide on Sunday, March 23rd. Now, on the NALC.org website, you go to News and Research, Latest News and Updates, and you click the Find a March 23 rally near you. Now, as it stands, they currently have one in Alabama, one in Alaska, one in Arizona. Arkansas needs to step it up. There aren't any in Arkansas yet. There are 3 in California, 2 in Colorado. Connecticut's got to step it up. Delaware's got 1. 9 in Florida, 7 or Idaho, 3 in Illinois, 4 in Indiana, 1 in Iowa, 1 in Kansas, 2 in Kentucky, 1 in Louisiana, none listed in Maine yet, 3 in Maryland, none in Massachusetts yet, 4 in Michigan, 1 in Minnesota, 1 in Mississippi, 5 in Missouri, none in Montana, 3 in Nebraska, none in Nevada, none in New Hampshire, 3 in New Jersey, none in New Mexico, 9 in New York, 7 in North Carolina, 2 in North Dakota, 4 in Ohio, 1 in Oklahoma, 2 in Oregon, 3 in Pennsylvania, none listed in Rhode Island, 2 in South Carolina, 1 in South Dakota, 2 in Tennessee, 7 in Texas, 1 in Utah, none in Vermont, 2 in Virginia, 3 in Washington, 3 in West Virginia, 4 in Wisconsin, 1 in Wyoming, 1 in Puerto Rico, and none currently scheduled in DC. That gets updated regularly, so make sure you go on NALC.org under the news. It's the Fight Like Hell rally. Now, Corey Walton said it best. Go to buy a house. There's a creek that's running behind it. You're on a floodplain, but it hasn't flooded in over 230 years. But the insurance is free. Hell, take the insurance. It's free. This is free insurance. Whether or not anything's happening, whether you believe in it or you don't believe in it, it doesn't matter. Putting it out there that we are important, we matter, we need to be in front of the news and say, city carriers, rural carriers, clerks, mail handlers, we're all in this together. I say it all the time. We're all in this together. And it's important for us to stand together in unity on that. Because if anything happens, we already have the insurance. You're being proactive instead of reactive. It's very important that we step up as carriers, not just as the union national board members or state board members, but boots on the ground carriers stepping up and fighting for this craft and this organization. Your guys' thoughts?
I just checked Pennsylvania, and I'm a little surprised that the three largest cities in Pennsylvania aren't having any rallies whatsoever. It's
Yeah.
Allentown, Erie, and Johnstown. Where's Philly, Pittsburgh, and Harrisburg? Am I missing something here, folks? It's like you said, free insurance. Step up. Confess something to you, both of you, and to the listening audience, because I'm not one to be a Debbie Downer, and it takes a lot to discourage me from pursuing what I feel in my heart and soul. But you scan all these Facebook pages and you see all these questions, and I realize maybe a lot of new people, there may be a lot of uninformed people. But how the hell, with all the resources that we have, all the platforms that are available to rural carriers, okay, including people in your own damn office, how do you not know simple things? And I realize that what we try to do, try to educate them and inform them on, how procedures work, how to file grievance, a EEO, a 1767. Wait, and trust me, there's nobody who's a bigger advocate for trying to understand your paycheck. That is one of the greatest mysteries of all times. If you're a new carrier, why don't people spend the time and invest the time? Insurance, James, okay? This is all free. This is information you can utilize to protect yourself and your paycheck. Why can't you spend 10 minutes a night, an hour a week, going through all the manuals, the contracts, the Constitution, the ELM, to protect yourself? Who has a greater interest in your success in the post office than you? It really is disheartening that people come up and they're asking questions. You say, "Oh my God, didn't you learn that in your academy training?" Now, I know there's not a lot of people out there that can handle a foreign customs postage to do. Okay, but when you sit there and put up there, I have a box holder that says WSH. Do I put that in my scanners? If it's WSH, it's not a box holder. Period. Well, I heard we used to get credit for that. We have a carrier in our SDNC, 30-year carrier, other office of Phoenixville. Two mini mail surveys ago, he questioned one of our carriers as why they were getting a wheel around the office. He explained that you have to measure the distances to your primary hamper as well as the bullpen area back to your case. We've been here 3 years. They've never done that. This is a 30-year carrier. I don't know what to say. What does it take to wake you up and protect your paycheck? I mean, we can do what we do. For God's sakes, I mean, we've been on this, for almost 2 years now. And
Over.
what the hell? Yeah, what the hell? All I saw was 14. But the thing of it is, and I thought it was 14 months. But the thing of it is that, it bothers me that I'm still more involved in your well-being than you are.
So, Bill, let me ask you this. These rallies are for us to get together, join together, and fight for the Postal Service and for the crafts. Now, the Fight Like Hell rally that the city carriers are putting on is not only for keeping the Postal Service from being privatized, which is the biggest thing they're pushing right now, but it's also for them to fight for a better arbitration case, even though they're going through the expedited arbitration process, which is a pain in the butt as it is. But really, it's about protecting our future in this craft by doing these rallies. How important is it for our brothers and sisters of this craft to step up, step out, and get involved in these rallies?
Let's see. Do y'all work at the same post office that you do? That I used to? Are you involved in the same U.S. United States Postal Service? Is it in your interest to step up and bring it to the public's attention what's going on? I mean, just as rightfully ignorant people are in regards to the contract and everything, don't you think there's a lot of aspects of the public that don't realize what's going on? I mean, my wife and I, we have not had a cable service per se for 8 years. We do streaming services. We only watch the local news on the streaming service for little events in the weather, and that's it. Otherwise, we don't watch the news whatsoever. She does enjoy her Newsmax, but I try to avoid that one too, because if they both sides of the fence tilt towards themselves, and I can't stand that. But the fact of the matter is that your livelihood is tied in with the clerks, with the carriers, with the custodians, with everybody employed by the post office. You're one big happy family. Yes, I'm the degenerate half-breed brother-in-law, but we're still family. And if you don't step up for each other, who the hell's going to? I can get to the Allentown one. It's about an hour and 10 minutes away. No big deal. I'm retired. I can go there and I can wear one of my naughty postal T-shirts up there. But the thing of it is that how many others are going to give up any time to participate in these rallies? Is it worth it? Well, if you can't spend 10 minutes a day or half an hour a week looking through your contract, yes, this wouldn't be worth your time either. Be able to get your face out on there and say, oh, the neighbor goes, oh, Bill, I saw you up at the postal rally. Is it really that bad? Well, then you can talk to them. Then you can get their support. Spread the word. I don't mean Thunderbird.
How about you, Kristin? Your thoughts? What you think our carrier should do? Yeah, because it doesn't matter.
Do you know how mad this actually makes me in regards to trying to privatize the post office? I now drive around with a dozen eggs in my car, and every Tesla I see, I egg. Tesla, get it? Doge. And if I'm willing to waste the cost of an egg,
So, speaking on that issue, it doesn't matter if they can or can't privatize us. It doesn't matter if they're going to or not going to do anything with us. If they're going to put us under the Commerce Department, or if they're going to move us over into the Secretary of Defense cabinet. It doesn't matter. The most important aspect of this is just getting out there and getting our voices heard, getting our strength seen, and standing up for our careers, our craft, our brothers and sisters who work side by side with us, whether it be a city carrier or a janitor or a clerk or a mail handler, especially those guys that are in SDCs that now work side by side with mail handlers. And even your supervisors and your postmasters should be coming to these rallies too. Because guess what? It's all about the Postal Service and protecting what we have. I'm not saying what we have is great and grand and all this stuff. I'm running for the president of the NRLCA. If everything was great and grand, I wouldn't have to run. But we're talking about just making sure we have insurance that's free, easy to do. Yes, it costs us a little gas money and a little time out of our day, but the benefits outweigh anything else.
it's getting the message out there, and that's the important part.
People talk about how our national board doesn't let anything out, doesn't talk to the media about much of anything. Maybe it's time for us, as boots on the ground craft, to be out there and telling them what's going on with us. Being out there on the picket lines, speaking of the atrocities that management is doing to us, from the falsified heat illness prevention training to working us beyond 12 hours FLSA, to micromanaging us down to the minute on stationary events, even if we are actually working, the emergency placement of carriers, punishing carriers before you discipline them. All that stuff could be put into the spotlight at these rallies if people step up to them.
Because each person coming to a rally will be bringing their own issues too. Ones that are germane to you or me or Kristin, but to them. depending on what their office is. Maybe they're coming from a little podunk office where, it's a family affair and somebody's getting parental disparity in regards to how their routes are covered and what days they get off and everything else, to a large SDNC where it's all politics. It's all, on under the gun. This is the way. There's no other way. Well, folks, that I hate to tell you, that's not the way the rural craft ever worked in its life before. Some people case their DPS, some people don't. Some people, work their flats into their DPS, some people don't. They do a two-tier system. Yeah, it's amazing. Some people mark their parcels, with parcel markers. Others remember them. Some write a list down. I caught one guy writing a list down, and halfway through the route, the list went out the window, and he couldn't find it, and he was screwed for the next 3 hours. But it doesn't matter. It's the way they do it. We have each our own individual habits that we're comfortable with, and we do the job efficiently for the most part. I mean, just like any other industry, there are laggards, for lack of a better word, in regards to performing the service that they're entitled to. And it is an entitled position because we have really good jobs. We get to spend most of the day outdoors with the customers, the kids, the animals. Even when the weather's bad, sometimes it's one of the best jobs I ever had in my life. But the fact of the matter is, it is what it is. What you make out of it. The gentleman on my route now, he's not very happy because of the fact he's not Bill May, and you'll never measure up to Bill May in the way I performed my job and the service I provided. Worry about it. Do the job to the best of your ability. Get it done. Get it done efficiently. Get it done safely, and go home to your family. Because why, James? You're the most important delivery of the day.
Heard that enough this weekend.
Like I said, I saw that little thing. And I put it up there. It's like, wow. If they only would have finished that statement, you're the most
Yeah.
important delivery day, every day. Oh, when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor, I can't believe that one. But he was on a roll. Let him go. Let him go.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got a couple more things, but I'm trying to hold back a little bit. A little bit.
But just to remind everybody, March 23rd, they're listed on the NALC website. If your area is not having one, step up and put one together. Talk with city carriers in your area, talk with your rural brothers and sisters. Figure out a way to do it. Because this is going to be a nationwide thing. As I read, there's already over 100 of them already scheduled for March 23rd. I want to see it everywhere. I want to see rural carriers out there with them, wearing NRLCA Protect Letter Carriers t-shirts that we got from the rallies we held, or the rural letter carrier stuff that you bought from the pack table at one of the conventions or something. Or just build a sign that says Protect Rural Letter Carriers. Just a little poster board. Joanne Fabrics is going out of business, but maybe you can still get poster board there.
That's Michael's.
Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby. Worst case scenario, go get a quarter-inch sheet of plywood from Lowe's or Home Depot or Menards.
Well, I'll go to Kensington Avenue in Philly, and I'll steal the cardboard box somebody's living in and use that. Did I say that out loud?
Unfortunately.
Oh. And I meant it. Weather's getting... There's... Party pooper.
So that's what I have. What do you have, Kristin? For every state. Every state we need fresh people. Every state needs fresh people showing up. Every state needs people coming in and asking questions, getting involved, and even sometimes pushing the envelope a little bit to get people to open up and talk about things and get the answers out there to the crowd.
And as much as we do in our local, providing food from either like Wawa or even an Olive Garden, we failed to provide a quorum for our last meeting. Ridiculous is that?
Yeah.
Out of 200 people. And then one of the regulars, and he's a steward too, turned around and called me just before the mailing went out, because the meeting was on the 12th and I had him out like the 25th of January. He called me up and said, "When's our next meeting?" And I told him February 12th. regular place, food provided, da 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 da. So, February 12th comes and goes and he doesn't show up. It's like, okay, that's unusual. Excuse me. He calls me 3 days later. Did I miss the meeting, Bill? Now, this is the funny part, okay? It's the meeting. Yeah, I did. You did. I was surprised you missed it. He goes, yeah, I marked it on the calendar. For some reason, I didn't know where or what time. Called me to ask if you missed the meeting that you marked on the calendar for the 12th. This is the 15th. Where have we had it for the last 2 years? At what time?
Speaking
That's
of
me.
meetings,
Mm-hmm.
for Michigan at least, April is the time where we have all our local meetings for resolutions and state convention. This is the time for you to get your resolutions into your locals before your state convention. If you don't have locals and it just goes straight to state, that's different. But a lot of places you have to go through your local first. And we did go over resolutions a few episodes ago. We went over them over a year ago too.
And the
Now
year
is the
before
time
that.
to put them together. Now is the time to put them together. Now is the time to step up, make the changes you want to see happen to this craft. Because without you, me, Kristin, Bill, everybody here, this union doesn't exist. Even the people that don't pay dues are a reason the union exists. Exactly. Fight for that.
Can you imagine that, Kristin? A format where if you paid some money that you had access to all those resources and you wouldn't have to sit there and listen to the bullshit and lies from management without the ability to prove them wrong. Imagine having it at
One
your
of those.
fingertips on your phone, on your
One of those
laptop.
exist. One of those exist.
Wow.
What? Are you serious?
Yes. Yes. Let's see, there's the NRLCA website, ruleinfo.net. There's United We Scam. Scott said scam, not scam.
People think that,
yeah. I wish I'd be rich by now. The thing of it is that there's be so many platforms out there that you can make available to yourself, and it's like, wow, it's right at my fingertips. But you'll sit there and TikTok your ass away, won't you?
Hey, Bill.
No, I'm surprised during the course of the week. When I was working, I never answered you guys unless you've called me on the phone, right, Kristin? If you text me during my day, I didn't answer you, okay? But I see on my, yes. But the thing of it is, I can sit there and prop my phone up on the dash of the LLV and just watch the carriers from my office. Ping, 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 ping. And even some people on, United We Scan, the listener chat. Ping, ping. It's like, now I understand I can't text like you all do, okay? I'm like the two-finger typewriter guy, okay? But how the hell you put a paragraph and a half out in 3 seconds?
Alan. Hey, Bill.
James?
Bill, you called us United We Scam. You do realize we've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
I did get one of those fictitious emails for my Easy Pass. I was a little suspicious when I saw the guy's name at gmail.com. I'm like, okay, I don't think that's real.
Oh, don't worry. Now that they know that you're going to get the text for the package sitting at the warehouse, be delivered by USPS.
Thank you. Yes, yes. Knock my ass away. Oh my God. Well, we got Eastern states coming up. Yeah, I've got the Maryland and the Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania state police watching out for him. I've got him on the undocumented immigrant list. Gave him a description of his pickup truck. I said, just look for the pickup truck with all the weather satellite antennas on the top of the vehicle. Yeah, you got to save up those X days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, going to Italy. Here's the
Yes,
question.
you
Yeah,
do.
somebody said, how real is that 4% pay cut we're supposed to take? Has anyone heard? This is one of my favorite ones on the Facebook platforms, all the platforms out there about. Don't worry about it. It's only 6%. Hey, top of the pay scale, you're almost $100,000. That's step 12 for table 1, correct? Yeah.
Shut up, Blue.
So let me ask you, Kristin,
Sorry.
you going to give me $6,000 and it's not going to affect you? Okay. James, how about you? You got $6,000 you can give me because you don't care about the mini mail survey? Doesn't affect your pay?
I could barely afford to go to all these conferences. You think I have $6,000 to give up?
Okay, I'll make it easier on you. Okay, your table 2, you're only making $50,000. 6% is only $3,000. Okay, it's half. Can you give me $3,000?
No.
Then
Can't even
shut
give you
the hell
300.
up. Shut the hell up about this bullshit that the mini mail survey doesn't matter. 6% is 6%. I have a fit when I have to pay a $3 surcharge on an ATM fee. ATM bank doesn't charge me, but my bank charges me because I use an outside unit for withdrawal. And I scream at them. I said, "Yeah, how much money?" It doesn't matter. It's automatic. $3. So when my wife goes, it takes $20 out, and it costs her $3 to get 20 of her own dollars out. How much does that represent? 15%. 15% charge on that money. No way. Oh, but yeah.
Well, let me put it to you this way. On a 40-hour work week, you're looking at a total 144 minutes, which is 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that's like a lot of time. It's like a step and a half up, maybe even two steps, really, really close to 2 steps up. Let's see, 2 steps. What's that dollar wise, James?
2 steps is almost a couple grand.
It should be close to 28 to 32, I believe, depending what table you're on. Damn. Now, would you rather have that or pay me 6,000? Would you rather get money or give it? Yeah.
Would you rather put it in your wallet or give it back to the post office?
Would you like to give it to somebody or get it from somebody?
On that note,
Poor Chase. You see his face? It's like, what?
on that note,
I like I like the video.
now that somebody's all wound
Uh,
up,
no, no, I'm not. It's coffee. It's coffee.
that's the problem. What's in the
Don't worry
coffee
about
is the
what's in the
problem.
cup, okay? I just said it's not a Starbucks, is it? Okay. So,
We already are.
I'm retired. Nothing. No, no, I'm retired. Nothing can be that I say or do can be used against me in a court of law. Lost my effing mind.
You've got a lot of editing to do tonight, Kristen. Oh, okay. It's a
Just that one
very,
spot. The rest is good.
it is very important to get involved, one way or another. Whether, as Bill said, getting yourself even more educated. You're already educating yourself by listening to our podcast and studying what we talk about. And now we have the opportunity to ensure that the public knows something's going on and has the ability to step up and protect us. That's the biggest thing. We want publicity to protect the Postal Service. We are the most trusted organization in the country, even with all the problems that people have with mail delivery, especially packages that are mislabeled to be delivered to the wrong house with the barcode delivered to another address. Protect yourself by ensuring you do the right things, whether it's learning, going to one of these rallies, or even just stepping up and helping your fellow brothers and sisters in the office. It's important to protect yourself, your craft, your career, especially in this day and age, whether any of the rumors are true or not, because it's better to be proactive than it is to be reactive. When you go out to these rallies, remember, you're there for your craft, you're there for yourself, but you're also there for your brothers and sisters, because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. Bill?
Thank you, James. I stand by what I said in regards to people learning about protecting their paycheck, protecting their jobs, protecting themselves. Like I said, it's disheartening that I put this effort in. Kristin, James, a ton of people who participate in this platform to help people, and as hard as we try to be, the shining knight in armor. To help you and protect you, you have to take the first step. Okay, it's incumbent upon you to put forth the effort to protect yourself. Nobody and nobody in the national steward system, whether it be a local, a area, ADR, whatever, they're not going to be able to help you unless they know about it. And that requires you to step up, to speak out, become involved. Not you don't have to become involved in you, but become involved in the contract. Become involved in regards to the management labor management labor relationship that is established. And don't let them walk all over you. I mean, please, like I said, it starts with you. We can only help you if you speak up. Like the little fob that I found on Facebook there that said that, you're the most important delivery. Of course, that's my, pet saying that you're the most important delivery of the day, every day. And don't forget that. Be proficient, be professional, be safe, get home to your loved ones. And I don't care who on the national state boards or anywhere else uses it. I mean it when I say you are the most important delivery of the day. And get home to your loved ones because without you, it's not worth it. Okay? Da di da di da. Da di da di da. Keep that for the end.